Uh, hey guys, I'm on YouTube. Hi YouTube. I'm trying something out. I don't know how. I'm just trying to make a cool new format for my funny stream here. First let me like link this funny stream. Ain't that funny? I should probably. Oh fuck! How am I? I'm sorry. I'm like really new to this. Hey everybody! Where the fuck is the link? Like, where the actual fuck is the link? Where's the link? I'm trying to look for my link for my funny stream. Man, do I love YouTube. How about we just go to my channel, and then we gonna go like, okay, that's definitely not it. Where the fuck? Oh, hey. There you are. How about I mute you before... I'm just gonna, like, post this in, like, Chocolate or something. Just... Oh, look! Sam's streaming! I'm trying hard here. I don't know how to fucking, stream. I don't even... What is this? There's this thing in OBS where it's all like, whenever you make a text and it's all like chat log mode. So then I press that, but then it's like, okay, so what do I do? What's this? I don't want that. What is this? Filters? Add? Okay, what's chroma key? Ah, that's wonderful. How about I just kinda like, I'll figure that out later. I'll just put this here. Yes, that is Woodman. I'm not gonna check the chat often, as that little scroll bar thingy says. Anyways, hi everyone, can you hear me well? I'm gonna play some music, hopefully that's not too loud. Here, let me just play some music. It's really good. Isn't it good music? Isn't it wonderful? I swear I'm drawing. Yes, this is Woodman. I'm trying to draw some funny Steve Gunner fan art. Cause, you know, Steve Gunner's pretty cool. And he's all like, whoa, man. Is the music too loud? I feel like it's too loud. I don't know. Sorry if I sound kind of weird. I have this dumbass cough, and it's all like, I'm gonna ruin your voice, so that's the thing. Yeah, see? Okay, it could be a bit lower. Alright, let me do that. I think that's good for me. Okay. Hold on a second, gotta close something. Okay. I don't like how this is turning out because I don't know. So hey, Sam's streaming. I'm sorry that I like took a spotlight. So if you wanna just watch the stream rather than mine, go ahead. I wouldn't care. I honestly wouldn't. I understand. Okay, that foot looks fucking dumb. Dude, you know what sucks? Art. fucking art sucks. Also, I wanted him to have like some sort of like fucking leaf going over here. It's all like, whoa, it's a leaf! But no, it just kind of just, yeah. So, alright. So here's a funny sketch. I just kind of was all like, hey, what if, Steve Gunner was like Sonic Heroes? So then I just kind of sketched this out. There wasn't really much planned behind it, honestly. I just was like, you know, Nozomi would probably be Tails. And I guess Granddad could be like Sonic or something. I don't give a shit. Let's get the colors. Alright, that's shitty. The shitty ass color. I think this background is actually bullshit. Here we go, that's better. Okay, so if we can get a good skin color, I think that's okay. That's kind of better, yeah. Alright, so we got this. For shading, probably this color. Yeah, that. No, wait. It should be a bit more. There we go. Also, I'm not really good at providing commentary. I hope that's okay. Also, you're fun. Whoever made that funny foot pun, you're funny. There we go. I don't know, I feel like it clashes a bit. Probably just because it's a dark color. And it's shitty. Alright, let's get wood colors. Wood color, woodman. Wooden man. There you go, woodman, I think should be... that should be good. And then we gotta make a shade color. Hello. It should be dull. That's better. Okay, now we just need some green, which both Woodman and Nozomi are gonna use. Actually, if that's the case, I should probably just group these all together. That blends in too much. Wait, yeah, too much. So if I maybe, yeah, I think that'll work. Maybe a little bit more, yeah, that'll work. And then we just kind of like, so they're not gonna stand. They're not gonna be in the background. Like if anything, this is her bow tie, and then that's like his eyebrows, and then that's his belt thing. So it should be okay for the most part. Alright, now for a grand fuck. Here we go. This should be easy because he only has like, what, 3 colors? What an asshole. A retard. I'm kidding, I don't like saying that. I can't even believe I said it. I don't know why that just slipped out of my mouth. What an asshole. I'm an asshole, dude. Okay. I think. There we go. That's a good color. That's a good color. There's that. Now for dark red, which is a thing I actually struggle with. Many people struggle with the color yellow, but for me, oh no. I just kind of struggle with the color red. Well, dark red, specifically. I don't really know why. I think, no wait, we're missing blue, that's what I was, okay. So then blue is gonna be here, that's his funny mustache and hair. That's really blue hair. He's like Sonic, you know, that's why he's Sonic, because he has like a little bit of blue. That's the single reason why he's even Sonic in the first place. If he wasn't blue, he wouldn't be Sonic, he would be fucking dead. That's what. How many viewers do we have? Probably like none. Is Sam stealing it all? Oh yeah, we have 6, okay. That's actually decent. I think we're ready to like fucking start coloring. No, we're not. We forgot purple. Which is Nozomi's fucking ass hair. Can't believe I forgot her hair. I love doing Nozomi's hair. It's fun. Okay, I think that's good. gonna do Nozomi first, because I actually like her. Well, at least not... What? Okay. I don't like Nozomi from, like, Snow Halation, because that's shitty. It's an anime. I also like Small Nozomi because, I don't know, something about the design is actually pretty nice. She's got like a green bow tie. She's got a simple face. And that's okay. You don't need to be complex for everybody to love you. That's okay. I'm probably gonna do shading last. That's probably... Oh yeah, I have a runny nose too. I hope that's not annoying. I don't really have much to talk about. I was even hesitant turning on my mic because I knew I'd cough a lot, and I don't know if that'll be annoying. If it's annoying, then I'm sorry. You can just kind of mute. Whoops. Because let's be honest, my commentary isn't that important. You can't. I mean, it's like you don't have to hear me talk just to watch me draw. That's. I mean, if that was the case, then just go to a fucking podcast, asshole. I don't even know what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? The shading's too dark. Not too dark, too light. This is not good enough. That's shitty. Should have more color. Like, vibrantness. That's cool. Alright. That's good. Alright. Probably add some cool lighting effects whenever I actually get around to doing the background and stuff. I don't know. Because this color seems kind of pale, but it's not like I can just make it like this and have— oh, never mind! Yes, I can! Okay, I'm a fuck ass. Alright. I thought this color wouldn't work, but I guess it does. So, I'm an idiot. This just in. I'm an idiot. I hope that's fine. Alright, oh, we lost a viewer, we have 5, that's cool. I don't care, you can leave if you want. I'm just doing this for fun. Okay, now we can actually shade. Because every other time it was just being a fuckwad. Farquad, haha, Shrek. Okay, real talk, why does everybody really like Shrek? I feel like I'm one of the only people who actually don't really like Shrek all that much. People, yeah, like, people meme it and all, being like, haha, Shrek! But it seems that people actually enjoy it. I don't really find anything enjoyable about it. It just seems like a funny, shitty movie that everybody, for some reason, likes. It's like Jake Paul, everybody likes him, but for some reason, everybody also just kind of makes him a meme. I don't get it. Like, yeah, I understand if you like Shrek, if you like funny poop jokes, but as much as I like to say funny poopies, that's just not my kind of humor, I guess. As much as I like to make myself say piss, because I think it's funny, I don't know, something about Shrek just, I don't like it. I don't know why I don't know why I don't like it, but I just don't like it, and I guess that's just me. I never really liked it in the first place. I always thought it was really weird. Also thanks, Unknown, for liking my crossover game that I haven't updated for, 2 years. Hope that's okay. I guess I'm not the only one who doesn't like Shrek. I always thought I was the only one because everyone's constantly like, man, I love Shrek, let's go see it again for like the 5th time in my life because it's so good. And I never really found it really all that interesting. Like, in all honesty, it just came off as stereotypically boring. It's like, yeah, it takes a shit on fairy tales. Yeah, that's cool, but it doesn't really do anything clever with it. It just kind of is all like, hey, we hate fairy tales, so we're just gonna make a movie saying how fairy tales are stupid. And then that's kind of it. I don't really get the appeal to that. Like, I understand why, like, people don't like fairy tales. Yeah, that's because, like, it's overdone and it's kind of boring. But it's also like, if you're gonna make a movie that shits about it, make it clever and not a bunch of poop jokes. Because if it's just a bunch of poop jokes, you just got a movie about poop jokes. That's kind of dumb. I don't know. I'm not a person who likes poop jokes. I may make myself say piss because it's funny, but you know, poop jokes, they're not really that funny. Because who likes going to the bathroom? Nobody. Unless you fetishize that or whatever. I mean, that's your day or something. I don't care if you do. You know, who cares? Just make fucking. If everybody loves poop jokes, then just make a fucking movie about poop. Everyone clearly loves that. I mean, everybody loves the poop emoji from the Emoji Movie, right? No? Oh, sorry, I thought I was hip with the cool kids. Sorry. I don't really have that many thoughts to really talk about other than how everybody likes this one thing and I don't, and then that somehow makes me cool. In all honesty. I don't really have much to talk about in general. I mean, I would say, hey, have you heard about that hurricane in Florida? Everyone's pointing their fans at it so it can blow away, but it's also like everyone already heard about that, it's already passed. So there isn't really much to talk about that already hasn't been talked about. And I feel like people are over-exaggerating the hurricane. Yeah, it's bad, but it's not like it's gonna wipe the whole state off the map like everybody says it was. I'm just glad it wasn't any worse than it could have been. I'm glad it turned out to be not as bad. Because really, it could have been bad. It could have been much worse. I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm saying it could have been worse, and I'm glad it's not. Because this state could have been wiped off the map. But it wasn't. It was just people lost power, there was flooding. That's it. I'm not saying that's not bad, but you know what I mean, I hope, hopefully. Because, you know. Yeah, there is a bunch of exploders in my game. I don't know why they waste their time kind of doing that. I never like understood that. I mean, if you want to just attack a game full of people who are actually enjoying it, then okay. I guess you don't know how to have fun or something. That's cool. I mean, it's not, obviously, but whatever. That's, you know, I just don't get it. A lot of people don't. I don't think I ever will. Because I'm just not that kind of person who goes on and is all like, haha, I'm gonna ruin your life. Fucker. Who does that? Apparently exploders do. That's bad. Don't be an exploder. Trying to think of other stuff to say, but let's be honest. I don't think any of us could know what to say if we were doing an art stream where we just kind of draw without anybody else. I probably would have somebody come on and be all like, hey, let's give off a conversation, but then I feel like I'd get sidetracked. Either that or I wouldn't know what to talk about with them either. I'm really awkward. I'm sorry. I don't know why, I always find drawing the Zombie's hair really fun. Something about it is just kind of cool. I don't know if it's that one strand of hair that I'm drawing right now that makes it cool, or if it's purple. Because, you know, purple is a good color. I'm sure Sam the Sly will agree with that. But, you know, I don't know. I actually don't know. What am I talking about? Does anybody know? I don't think I know. Like, I don't know what to talk about, so if you give me like a general idea of what to talk about, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of rad, you know? They're not doing the Triforce Heroes Totem, they're just kind of, have you ever heard of Sonic Heroes? You probably have. I'm trying to do a kind of parody based off of that. I don't think the stream is better than Sam's because I'm not really doing anything other than just talking about literally nothing. But if you think that, then that's cool. I'm cooler than you, Sam. I hope that's okay. I honestly don't know what to talk about. I genuinely don't. I just hope you watching me just kind of draw is pretty cool. Because I don't know, something about drawing's pretty cool. Just seeing your stuff get all cool. It's cool. You know, cool is cool. If cool wasn't cool, then it wouldn't be cool. And it's cool, thankfully, and no one has to worry about it not being cool. Sam's current stream doesn't have commentary. That's kind of weird. Usually it does have commentary. How strange. I don't even have, like, I don't know what to commentate about. Yeah, I'm drawing, but it's not like I should be like talking about art because what's there to talk about? It's just art. It's just a bunch of colors. Like what do you want me to talk about when it comes to art? Like how to draw, because I surely don't know how. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say I do know how to draw because look at me, I'm drawing right now. But it's also like I don't know what I'm doing. I just pretend I know what I'm doing. I just kind of experiment. I guess that's kind of what art is. You just experiment a lot. It's like science, but you don't really do anything with chemicals. You just kind of do it, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Art's art. Art's art, and everybody likes that, I guess. Let's see, what other controversial shit can I talk about? I don't know, I can't really think of anything. I guess there's one thing I can say. I already mentioned it on my Twitter, but I doubt anybody actually checks that, so I'll just say it. I don't really, like, do you know about, like, Undertale? Of course you do. Do you know about fucking glitchtale? I honestly don't really like it. I mean, I wanted to review it for a while, but I just never got around to doing it because I just didn't see the point in making a whole video about it. Because, I don't know, I just don't like working on videos. I mean, I do when it comes to, like, it being funny, but nothing's funny about making a review, unless you make it funny, of course, but I don't know what to do with it. Also, this song reminds me of Manyland. I don't know why. glitchtale I don't really like it. It's really confusing and it's hard to really get into without having to look at all of the current ongoing stuff. Because you have to start from episode 1 all the way to season 50 where Sans dies. I'm not even kidding, he actually does die. I feel like it's just a bit much if you're just trying to watch something on YouTube. I mean, especially because, like, yeah, I understand there's plot, but that doesn't mean make it like really complicated and almost unbearable to like it's okay. I just don't like how complicated it is. If it wasn't so complicated, it would probably be a lot better. It also feels like a lot of fan service. You know those shows where it just feels like it's giving fan service by showing off a bunch of titties? That's what it kind of feels like. Everybody loves Gaster, so Camellia was probably all like, you know what, let's put Gaster in here. Everyone loves Gaster, so then she put Gaster in there. Everybody loves Sans, so why not kill him off for Funny Feels? And then she killed off Sans, so now everyone's sad for some reason. I don't understand. I don't understand why. Does anyone understand why? I don't think I do. I just never really liked glitchtale. For a while, some friends of mine did, but then I don't know, I guess they don't anymore. I never really liked it. Always found it to be kind of cringy. I mean, if you like it, then that's cool, but I just don't see the appeal to it, personally. I agree when it comes to making reviews, like what Leaf Leopard said. Like, nothing's funny about making a review unless you're a comedic reviewer, like AVG, angry video game nerd chat like PVG and stuff. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments right now, chat. Let's see. Yeah, I tried watching glitchtale. In fact, I genuinely tried actually watching and trying to see the appeal of it. I just didn't, because I just don't get it. What's the appeal? Is it just because Gaster's in it and Sans is in it too, so then they fight? Is that the appeal? I don't know. Somebody tell me. I genuinely don't really understand the plot. The first episode is like Sans, but he's trying to like fight Kara or Chara, whatever you like to pronounce it. I personally like calling it Kara. Apparently Sans is like fighting Kara even though they're dead, and they shouldn't be fighting Kara. And then Sans is like, I'm really sad about this, even though he knows nothing about Kara. So why should he care about Kara? Ain't that funny? I just made a pun without realizing it. I hope that's funny. Anyways, I just don't really understand. It starts off with this really sad song, and it's like Megalovania, but it's sad, and I don't really understand it. Why do you want to make things sad? Undertale isn't sad. It's really funny. Well, it's pretty funny. XD. Okay, I should probably stop working on the zombie's hair. It's done. Oh, I obviously need to do the little twirl up here, and I'm doing that. I know whenever Sans died, that apparently it was because, like, someone else killed him. I can't remember who. I just heard he died, I'm all like, that's funny. And I know once Papyrus got arrested, I don't think it would be likely Papyrus would get arrested at all. Not even, like, in the slightest. Because, let's be honest, Papyrus is pretty innocent. He just wants everybody to have a good time. And the likelihood of him actually getting arrested because he did something illegal, which, again, let me remind you, I don't think Papyrus would even do anything illegal, is actually pretty slim. Because, you know, what kind of illegal stuff would Papyrus do? Kill somebody? In fact, he doesn't even kill you in the game. It's pretty much impossible for him to try and kill you. The only thing he does is lower your HP, and then he's all like, I'm gonna capture you, I'm gonna put you in my shed, I hope that's okay. And he actually does hope that's okay, because if it's not, then he's like, well, if that's not okay, then can we just at least be, like, friends or something? I don't want to fight. Because then he gets worried about you. I guess my point is that I don't like glitchtale. I feel like all of the characters are portrayed, like, really out of character. Because you got Sans, who's, like, for some reason sad or something. You got Papyrus, who's gotten arrested. You've got, like, Betty. I don't even know what she is. What is she? Like, what is Betty? Somebody explain to me, what is Betty? What is she supposed to be? Does anybody know about Betty? Because I really don't. What's Betty? I've heard, because I was looking on Camelia's Tumblr blog earlier. She refers to Betty as a thing, but then I'm like, isn't Betty a person? And then I get really confused, so if anyone can explain to me, that'd be great. See, I'm reading the chat again. Wait a minute, he hallucinated a crowd of humans and he killed them. What the heck? What? Okay. First of all, Papyrus wouldn't even dream of killing somebody. That's like something he would never do. He's completely against somebody dying. I mean, in a genocide run, you're killing a bunch of people, and what does he do? He takes your life into consideration first and not his. Yeah, he knows you'll get killed if he possibly stands up to you, but he just wants you to be happy. He doesn't really care if he's dead. I mean, yeah, he does care, but in fact, when he confronts you, he's terrified, he says. But he does it because he genuinely cares about you. He cares about everybody who he comes in encounter with, which I think is really endearing, and I find it really relatable because I'm the same way. But my point still stands. Even if he hallucinated and saw a bunch of humans, he was like, I'm gonna kill them. He wouldn't do that. He honestly wouldn't. He cares a lot about people, even people he never met before. I don't think he would ever do that. Okay, so apparently Betty is a pastel of courage that changed itself to be more powerful than determination, which is fear. But then that gets me more confused because, what color is fear? What color is, is courage even a soul color? I don't think so, because you got, you got determination, you got justice, you got bravery, you got, determination, justice, bravery, kindness, patient, and, hold on, it's hard to remember. I don't know, I think it's dumb. Oh yeah, hold on, I remember them all now. It's like, it's not preservation, how do you pronounce it? It's like, perseverance, determination, justice, bravery, kindness, patience, and integrity. That's like 7 of them. And for pink to be thrown in there, which is already pretty close to the purple that's represented in the game, don't you think it's like a little bit kinda... Like, yeah, pink soul would be cool, but if it's like 255 pink, like what Milo said, then that's just really unfitting in general because, let's be honest, 255 pink blends in with the purple demonstrated within Undertale itself. So then that's already unfitting color. Like, a lighter pink would have been fine, like, okay, so you got like 255 red over here, which is okay, I guess. It's a game, but I think like a lighter pink like this, that'd be cool, but do you really associate pink with fear? I don't think so. If anything, people usually represent pink with like kindness or like cutesy little butterflies. I sure do. I associate pink with Fluttershy from My Little Pony. I hope that's okay. But again, I just don't think I really don't understand glitchtale much at all. It's kind of stupid. And even if Papyrus didn't hallucinate like a crowd of humans, I don't know what he was hallucinating. But in general, even if he did hallucinate whatever the hell he did, he wouldn't kill somebody. Okay. Well, even if he didn't mean it, let's be real. And just in general, what's the likelihood of Papyrus hallucinating and then suddenly accidentally killing somebody? It's really low because, I mean, can you really imagine Papyrus hallucinating? I sure can't. Because, like, what will Papyrus hallucinate about? Sans Undertale? Definitely not. Because it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I feel like a lot of people just don't really think about the logic and, actual continuity when it comes to Undertale and, its fan stuff. I try to think about its continuity and, like, the lore already set within the game, so that I can, if I ever want to add on to it, it makes sense. There isn't really much like tweaking you have to do. Like tweaking as in like assuming things that already happened or whatever. You know, I just don't understand glitchtale. I really don't. I don't think a lot of people seem to like it. I don't really. I guess that's my point. Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, how do you drop a crane on somebody? That's a good question. How do you accidentally drop a crane on somebody? Because since they are pretty slow, how do you accidentally drop one on somebody? And how do you hallucinate about accidentally doing something like that? Like it involves killing somebody. How do you get Papyrus? Pretty innocent, pretty kind. You know, he worries about people who he has never met before and frisk. Then how does he accidentally kill somebody? How does he accidentally kill somebody? That's a good, like, how does he accidentally kill somebody? That doesn't make sense. That's not his character. Because he has I mean, think about Papyrus. He has like a lot of control of it within his magic. Whenever you're fighting him, you reach 1 HP. He immediately, like he's not even at the end of attack. He'll immediately just stop mid-attack, and he'll just take you to the shed. Because his intent isn't on killing you. No, his intent is just to capture you and play his little game, so then he can be the royal guard. But he's not really gonna be a royal guard, of course. Yeah, now that I'm reading the chat, it does sound like magic is just like a plot device. I mean, magic does have a lot of like, magic is pretty unexplained. I agree, but you can't just use it as a plot device and expect everybody to be okay with it. Because like, you have a lot of things to consider. You actually have a lot of continuity that goes into it. Because I'm trying to think of how I can even like form my words together to explain what my thought. Because like with magic, yeah, it'll do a decent job at like explaining things, but it's not gonna explain everything. You can't just go around and say, oh, Sans died because magic, ha! You can't really say that because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't provide a clear explanation. Like, whenever fear takes a hold of Papyrus, and then it's all like, I'm gonna hallucinate you. Why does it hallucinate him? Is that part of the soul's ability? Is that part of, like, how does it work? You can't just say magic, expect it to be okay. Like, you have to have some sort of, like, solid ground. Like, yeah, magic is an Undertale. Like for example, like, yeah, magic is an Undertale. I'm not saying it's not, because in fact, magic's the only reason monsters are a thing. They're made of magic. The culmination of their being is magic. Because the only reason they're a thing is, again, magic. It's a, like, for them, it's a material. It's a substance that is able to make them, well, them. Without it, they obviously wouldn't be alive, nor would they really be dead. They just wouldn't exist at all. Because, I mean, you know, the reason the monster, like, I'm trying to remember what it said in the library, because I know that's what the library in Snowden. That's where I'm getting all this. It's like, it said something about, you know, monsters and how they work. Like, it's that person. Hold on, what am I going on about? My point is, yes, magic is canon in Undertale. Nobody said it wasn't, but it's just not explained very well within glitchtale. Simple as that. At least Undertale makes an effort to try and explain how it works. Like, for example, monsters, and whenever they use their like bullet magic and stuff, they don't mean it to harm people. It's just a way of expressing themselves, right? And, well, that's it. It's a way of expressing themselves. So then, like, how does fear work? How does their magic work? You can't just say, oh, it's magic, and, like, be all like, whatever, it's magic, ho, and be like Disney over here. You have to actually provide an explanation, so then it makes sense. Like, alright, I'm just, like, if soul is a type of, you know, if fear is a type of soul, then, like, well, of course, then why wasn't it mentioned in Undertale before? And other stuff. It's hard to really argue about this because there's a lot of just vagueness when it comes to Undertale. It doesn't really come out and say anything. That's just one of Toby Fox's things, I guess. He doesn't like coming out and saying stuff. He likes you to figure it out. But then there's a lot of like misinterpretation, I guess, when it comes to Undertale. Like, I don't know if I can really say misinterpretation because again, Toby isn't really coming out and saying, oh, like he used to. He's just saying nothing, I guess. It's hard to say. Like, I guess my only thing is like when you try to fit this into the universe and world of Undertale, you have to try and you have to have it make sense. Because without it making sense, it's just, well, what is it then? It doesn't really have an identity. I mean, it does, but it's hard to explain, I guess. I'm just hoping people understand what I'm saying when it comes to all this. Of course, I'm no expert at coming up with stories or anything. I'm just trying to put another perspective on it, I guess. I don't know. I just don't think glitchtale makes any sense, nor is it really well thought out. It's not really well thought out at all, honestly, because if you can't even get a hold of what the plot is, then, like, what even is it? The plot is what helps it be identifiable, but then if people have if they're struggling, like, to even make sense of it, then, like, what even? It's hard, I guess, to explain it. Also, I don't like this mouth. This mouth is dumb. I think I should use this color. Okay, if the fear soul was only because it had to be stronger to change, how did it change in the first place? Like, how? You have to have reason behind this and not just say, oh, it's because of this, and it opens up a new question. Like, it can do, yeah, I can do that, but if it's just like an endless stream of that, then what? Like, how complicated does something have to be to suddenly just, like, why does that have to be so complicated is my question. Like, what does it add? What does it add? Does it add, like, new mystery? I guess it does, but it's not really, I don't know, it's a cheap way of doing it. You don't have, just don't make things complicated, is my thing. If you make it complicated, you're making it more hard to follow, and then suddenly, you got a bunch of confused people. You don't want confused people, you want happy people. Or sad people, depending on your, kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. Just don't make things just don't make things complicated. If it was a one-time thing that hasn't been explained yet, and knowing how long glitchtale has been going on for, why hasn't it been explained yet? It should be explained. And you know, and the thing is, nobody even bothered to ask Camellia when I checked her Tumblr. Nobody really asked about it, and even if they tried asking her about stuff, she'd be kind of rude and be all like, hey, well, I don't know, I don't want to spoil it. She kind of get defensive, which I think is kind of unnecessary. Maybe it's just me. Even if it's still early on in the season, it still has a right to be explained. Like, you can't just say, oh, it's early on in the season, that's why nothing's explained, and just expect everybody to be okay with it. Because, like, whenever something's new, when something new is introduced, it's usually going to be explained. Like, take Steven Universe. Whenever, like, the gem, like, whatever the, what are they called? They're, like, fragments of gems. They're, like, hands and stuff. They're, like, they're shattered pieces of gems forced to fuse. They're like, you got one that's like a hand, and it's another hand, and so, you know what I mean, like, right? That was explained whenever they were first introduced. Because if they weren't, then what the fuck? When is it going to be explained? There wouldn't be a proper time to explain it. Whenever you introduce something new, it makes sense to explain it as soon as possible so that it's done and over with, you don't have to worry about it. Because if you have to worry about it, then it's just dumb. Why are you making a series? I understand that animation and etc. take a long time to do. Hell, isn't that what I'm doing? Like drawing, and I have animated before, especially in within a program like Fatal Sai. It's incredibly hard. And yeah, I'm not saying it's easy. I don't think anybody ever said it was easy. We're saying the plot, not we're talking about the plot, not necessarily you know, other stuff. We're talking about the plot, not how long it's taking to animate. We're not talking about animation. We're talking about the plot. And if it's taking so long to explain, then it's not doing a good job. I understand she's making longer episodes and that she's doing it by herself, but that doesn't excuse the fact that she isn't explaining it very well, nor is she taking the time to. Because, I mean, knowing that I'm kind of I'm an artist, I want to be an animator, I have animated, so I think I know a bit or two about animating, plot, etc. Yeah, I roleplay, which means I know a little bit about plot. Yeah, and again, I've roleplayed, so that means I know a little bit about characters too. And I draw, which means I know something about drawing characters all the time, and I know how long it takes. But that doesn't excuse the fact that it's taking so long to explain all of this stuff. What's their excuse? Is it just because, oh, animating takes a long time? I never said it wasn't. I never said it didn't take a long time. I'm asking for an explanation, not for a faster process of animation. I'm asking for a faster process of explanation. Those two are different things. Like what Milo, which is Tortilla Chip, what he said. That she should at least be able to give us hints and expect us to piece it together. That's what a lot of shows do, and I'm surprised she isn't even doing it. There isn't really much, what is she even doing? What's her, what's the goal of the of glitchtale? Just to make a mystery and then give it to fans and expect everybody to be happy with it? What's the premise? What is it about? Is it about Undertale? Because that's all I'm getting about it. It's Undertale. That's nice. I could get my Undertale somewhere else. You know? I'm not saying you can't like glitchtale. You can like it all you want. I don't care. Just, you know, you gotta have a critical eye for these things, I guess. I don't get it. What's the appeal of glitchtale? It's not a mod, I'm just drawing it. And if there are hints unknown, then what are the hints? Because clearly we haven't seen any. What are the hints? What is it? I'm genuinely curious. What is it? What are the hints? Because if none of us have seen any, clearly you're so much better than us. You should be able to tell us. I'm not trying to say that to be sarcastic or mean. I'm sorry if it came off that way. It's if you're gonna tell us that something is the way it is, I expect proof of it, not just a word, and expect to believe it. really know what else to talk about other than how glitchtale is just so poorly written. I know not everyone is going to agree with me, and I understand why, because they have their own appeals. I'm just gonna actually... Am I gonna finish this today? Obviously not, but... Thinking about starting to do something else, actually. Like, draw something else. Like, I have another thing in mind I wanted to do. Oh hey, Sam is here. Thanks, Sam, for calling my drawing good. We're talking about glitchtale and how bad it's written. Yeah, I agree, I guess, Leaf. Not every episode is gonna drop a hint about the plot, but they at least give you something to base off of, like, something to help you guide along and stay invested in the show. Otherwise, there isn't, like... If you don't give the audience something, then obviously there's nothing at all. Like, what's the point? I think I'm gonna... Hold on. When I finish this arm, I think I'm gonna draw something else. I got something else. I have something else in mind I want to draw. Oh my god. Alright, so apparently, I'm trying to make sense of this. Apparently the hint toward Fear's creation was in the book Esther was reading. But like, what was the hint? What was in the book? And apparently for Papyrus's hallucination, that Fear's power, the soul fear, its power was to show what people feared most. I guess that's understandable, but like, how would that work? Would, like, if a living person with the fear's soul trait, just, how would that work? Like, would they just walk up to somebody and be all like, hey, here's your worst fear, have a nice day? Because I don't know, how would that work? Like, this is a genuine question, not a smart-ass, shitty thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Hence why they saw someone in danger and Gaster saw Sirens when the attack happened. I don't get that. The book was the human side of history and war. Okay, but how did it mention fear and how did it like hint toward it? I don't get that. As for how fear powers works, I believe it works the same way Scarecrow's fear gas and Batman works. What do you mean? I don't really read Batman, so I can't really say that I know what you're talking about, but... Okay, I think I'm actually just gonna leave this off here. Okay. Let's see, let's just call this, Static Heroes XD. It's mentioned that the bearer of courage wanted to trap monsters underground, while determination wanted to spare them. But why is that? Like, what color even is courage? Courage was afraid of the monsters and determination. Okay, but they're not really fear, they're just courage. They're not fear. Like, you can literally say anybody was scared and say, hey, that's a hint toward fear and its creation. That's not cool. Oh yeah, here's this. I'm gonna make a new canvas. Let's make it gray. I just want to do some little icons. I just feel up to making new icons. Okay, so it somehow changed itself to fear in order to defeat determination, but how would it change itself into fear to defeat determination? And again, like what Leaf said, why would courage be scared? Courage is another word for bravery. What if courage is another word for bravery? Can't it just be called bravery? Why do you need to make another soul called courage, which is the same as bravery, and then have that be funny fear? What is that? Like why? What's the point of that? Like, I genuinely don't see the point. What is that? Why is that a thing? Let's see if I can just move this head over a bit. Here we go. Okay, let's see. The rest has yet to be clearly explained. The reason why I believe it will be explained is because she explained Season 1 in the final episode. Also, there is no soul of bravery. The orange soul was called courage. It wasn't called courage. It's actually bravery. No, SKL. My point was that courage shouldn't be scared because they're another word for bravery, making them brave. Yeah, I didn't think I was like disproving your point or like saying something else there, because I agree with you there. That's also my point. Like, and I guess another point of mine is, if courage and bravery mean the same thing, can't just courage be bravery? Because bravery is the soul name, not courage. Courage is nowhere mentioned in the game, and believe me, I'm the Undertale expert. The orange soul is called bravery. The orange soul isn't called courage, I'm pretty sure. Because that's dumb. Why would it be called that? If it was called that, that would be dumb. I would be very upsetty. I don't know why. Drawing small Nozomi kind of reminds me of Powerpuff. Like the way people draw Powerpuff Girls. Just because of the anatomy, I guess. Quote unquote anatomy. My bad. Okay, let's see. Your friend told you wrong. You're on the tablet. Okay. That is a bullshit excuse. You can search it up on the tablet. That's, yeah. Oh shit, Leaf just wrecked you, haha. So there's Nozomi. Kind of want to do just a granddad thing. I have a thing in mind. Whenever I draw a granddad, I like to make him like a little bit different than Mario. Instead of like giving him the Mario mustache, I kind of want to like it's half Mario, half Luigi, I guess. I mean, if you don't know my style, you probably just think it's a Mario mustache, but it's not. It's his own unique boy. I like to give people different hair, just, you know, just to make them stand out, I guess. Let's see. Point is, Bravery lost itself, but how did it lose? How did Bravery lose itself? Why did they make Courage if Bravery was already... Why did they make Courage when Bravery was already a thing in Undertale? Still doesn't make sense, but whatever. Alright, see ya, Leaf. Okay, one more thing. Takes 2 seconds to search a thing up. Use logic. I did search because I wanted to say in the conversation, use logic. Ha! Leaf just wrecked you. It takes 2 seconds to search a thing up. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, Leaf does have a good point. And I think I was saying the same thing, but he just worded it much better than I did. Again, like, how did Bravery lose itself? How does it convert suddenly to fear? Because none of that was ever mentioned in Undertale, and I don't think it would have been either. Because it just doesn't seem possible. Like, why would it? How would it? Etc. So a lot of it just doesn't seem very well thought out. I don't think any of it is, really. If you still enjoy it, then good for you. I just don't think it's enjoyable, because none of it makes sense. And I think, if it doesn't make sense, how can it be enjoyable if, you know... Because I admire the animation on glitchtale. I really do. I actually like it, but... It just kind of makes me feel, like, disappointed whenever I see... the animation, and then I see the really poorly written story. Like, at least have somebody else revise your work, I guess. Instead of, like, if that other person thinks it's okay, then I guess, I don't know what to say. I guess then it would be both of their faults. I don't know. I just don't understand, why people just kind of, I don't know. Why do people like glitchtale? It's really complicated and it's really hard to get into it, so like, why? It's like, if you take Steven Universe for example, it has a complicated plot thing, right? With like the whole Jasper and fucking Lapis and other stuff. And yet people still are able to easily join in, understand what's happening, and they're able to enjoy the show just like everybody else. So why is it harder for glitchtale to accomplish that? You're just making it too complicated, in my opinion. You shouldn't have to make something complicated to be enjoyable. It's the characters and the settings that make it enjoyable, not just complicatedness. Just because it's complicated doesn't make it fun. Bravery was scared of determination's power and monster's ability to absorb the human soul. And you keep mentioning Undertale is not canon. You keep mentioning Undertale is not canon to Undertale. But it's still based off of Undertale regardless. I don't know what you're trying to say there. But the thing is, it's still related to Undertale. She's kind of just... She's taking its characters and making it its own story, which is fine, but... If you're going to take a series that's already existing, you should probably have it make sense and not make no sense. And if Bravery can get afraid, which makes no sense as well, then, like, how? Why would it get afraid? Like... I understand people can still be brave and afraid at the same time, but like what was it like how did Bravery get afraid and then suddenly all like I'm gonna be fear? Like it never really was mentioned in normal Undertale or anything either. They just sealed the monsters underground and that was that. I also agree with Tortilla Chip. If it's half dead, how are you typing and watching? Okay, I think... Yeah, I think that'll be it. Now I'm gonna do colors. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. I don't know what else to do. It's just that this would be kind of fun. And yeah, it is. But it's also like, what else do I do, you know? Look at all these people, look at all these things. What the hell do I do with it all? Undertale never mentioned the past or what happens at the end of a run, so it's open to speculation. Actually, Undertale does mention the past. Undertale does mention the past. Literally, the opening cutscene explains all of that. Explains the past, and then when you're in Waterfall, those signs, like on the, like after the telescope room where you see all the stars and stuff, then there's like, and then the first Undyne chase scene. There's this whole wall explaining the past and everything. Yeah, like, not to mention like the True Lab where it's like Azrael and Kara's plan. And from that, you should at least be able to like understand basically what happened. Yeah, there could be like little minor details that obviously it missed, but you still got the general idea. Nothing else major happened because you got in the beginning, you know, the opening cutscene of Undertale. It says like monsters and humans used to live together, but then humans were afraid, so then they attacked the monsters, and then they sealed the monsters underground. That's the whole thing. It probably missed a bunch of details. I'm not saying it didn't, but you know what I mean, right? Like, I just don't understand your argument. Like, what are you trying to say? Because clearly, it's not coming across very well. Okay, then we gotta find Funny Pink. It mentioned the war and how humans trapped in using magic, and Azrael and Kara happened after the war. Well, yeah, obviously. It mentioned that if there was a fight... It never mentioned if there was a fight, it just said they trapped it. Actually, there was a fight. The whole war is a fight. The definition of war is just a big fight. So you're just kind of contradicting yourself. I don't know what you're trying to say. Hold on, I want to pull up something. Not for the discussion. I'm trying to look at my other art and see how I made icons. Alright, okay. Alright. Think, was it? Let me pull up Woodman. He's a good example. Hi, Woodman. Was it 7? Okay, it was 7. That's all I wanted. And then 4. Yep, I remember it now. Hold on. Okay. And since it's humans, we fight over everything. There was definitely a fight. I'm talking about a fight between humans. Sure that some humans didn't want to trap monsters. That's true. There were probably some humans that didn't want to trap monsters. I'm not saying that didn't happen, but I mean, I don't think it's that important for the main plot of Undertale. I guess you're right in that kind of sense that there could have been a fight, but it clearly wasn't enough to dramatically impact Undertale's main story or even have a mention of it. So most, yeah, it happened. I'm not saying it didn't, but it most likely just wasn't that big enough, is what I'm saying. It wasn't big enough to make It wasn't big enough to make a new soul trait called fear. It wasn't enough to, you know, it just happened. There's no evidence saying it did, or it just what it is, I guess. Which is what Camellia is speculating. Well, yeah, but the way she's, illustrating it all, she's acting like as if it had a major impact on Undertale's story. It didn't really. It didn't at all, I don't think. I guess, again, it's I guess it's her opinion, but I just wish she'd be at least a little bit, she would try to make sense of it, because honestly, it makes little to no sense. Yeah, which is why these events happen afterwards. We don't know what happens. Actually, what do you mean by that? Because we definitely do know what happens. Because the way Camellia presents it, it's presented in, the present. Or at least after the true pacifist or something, right? At least, she implies there was a genocide, but the whole thing takes place after, true pacifist. Everyone's on the surface, whatnot, right? So, why would the whole fight between humans not wanting monsters and humans do wanting monsters, why would that affect 1,000 years or so into the future? Why would that happen? It makes no sense. Why would that happen? Apparently Sans isn't dead despite having 1 HP. Akuma was just pinned by Camellia, saying he is in a coma. Okay, that makes no sense because he has 1 HP. It's in the game's files, and it's that makes no sense. In season 1, she'll probably explain in the final season. Heck, she's still explaining Yasu's story somewhat in season 2. That's a bad way of explaining things, because why would you explain everything at the end of the season instead of explaining it throughout, so then you're still invested instead of just waiting for the final season, so then everything makes sense. Because that's just bad story writing. You can't really get around that. That is bad story writing. It honestly is. I'm not exaggerating it or anything. I feel like it just is bad. It's just bad. What else? Fucking. I have to go get Woodman colors. Hey, Woodman. Hold on. I have to get someone else. Where? Where is it? Here it is. No, here it's not. Okay, here it is. Okay. In her story, there's an organization set up to oppose monsters if they ever resurface. And Tortilla, I understand what you mean about the coma. If there was an organization set up to oppose monsters, I guess, sure. But why would that last thousands and thousands of years? Because chances are, as the years pass, people probably forget that monsters were a thing, they become an urban legend, and then comes in today's society where, again, they're just fake. At least what we all think. So that wouldn't really make any sense, because whenever you go to the surface, it looks like a modern day setting, which is, you know, right now. So, I don't get it. His soul is preserved in the pink thing, I forget the name, because they needed it to activate the attack. Why is preserve a soul? Where did it come from? Why? How does it work? It only raises up a bunch of questions. It doesn't make sense. It's really bad story writing. See, it's all speculation. That doesn't excuse the fact that it's bad story writing. Not to mention, she's making a whole series out of it. If she's making a whole series, it's not speculation anymore, it's a whole story. And if it's a whole story, it has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's not well written. Yeah, if Sans literally died in Azrael's hands, so how is he in a coma? He has to be physically physically there to be in a coma. You can't just be Dustin and be like, oh hey, I'm just asleep. No. Even for Sans, that's just impossible. They needed a soul, Sans soul in this case. Betty said that she needed a strong soul, not his body. But, hear me out. This is proven by books in the library and Undertale as well. A monster's soul is basically their body. A monster's soul is their body. They can't have a body without a soul, and they can't have a soul without a body, I guess. They're basically the same thing. Because remember how whenever a monster's soul kind of like shatters, so their body in a sense. Like their body turns to dust. There's no soul left over. It's just a body, not a body. It's just dust. I don't get it. What was it trying to convey? Because I'm so confused. It's all so poorly conveyed. God, why? Why is it so poorly conveyed? It has no reason to be. Just like a boss monster's soul can exist for a little bit, without help or preservation in her story, the soul breaks after a second. What? What? The body is a projection of the soul almost. Yeah. It is. It literally is a projection of the soul. And whenever monsters die, if they're not a boss monster, their soul doesn't really survive very long. In fact, it doesn't survive at all. Like, the soul shatters immediately when a monster dies. So, again, what? chewing gum and I bit on my mouth. It's time to jump up in the air. Jump without a care. Jump and let your cares just soar away. The kind of shit that tickles. Also, Sam's soul was shown completely preserved in the Link thing. But didn't he just, like, turn into dust within Azrael's hands? So if that's the case, he shouldn't even be alive or be in a coma or anything. That shouldn't be a thing. I guess what I'm saying, what it all comes down to, is just really bad story writing. It honestly is. Because if a conversation like this exists, or one person still doesn't understand the whole story, well, no, I guess I can't really say that. But the thing is, it's like, it's incredibly confusing, and in general, it doesn't explain itself until the very last episode of the season, which is really, like, what kind of show in real life does that? It can't be a good series at all if it just does it at the end, because then that would just be a bad show. You have to get people invested from the start, keep them invested, and then keep them invested throughout until the end. You can't just have them be all like, oh, I don't understand what's going on, because then that's just bad. That's just, why? Oh yeah, we have 3 people. Hi. I'm drawing. Yeah, I guess that'll work. I'm not entirely, also I can't check, but I've heard that the game files never show or acknowledge Sans death. It just bumps your EXP to 20. Well, it doesn't bump your, well, yeah, it does. Okay. Whenever Sans dies, your EXP still goes up. Sure, it might not acknowledge Sans' death, but that's probably just a programming error, and even though Toby knows about it, he probably doesn't think about it as much of a big deal, because you still level up, the game still serves its function, you still level up, you still get the ending cutscene, you still kill Flowey and Asgore, and then you confront Kara. It's, in Toby's eyes, there's nothing to be fixed, because it serves its job, but it's like, when Sans dies, it still boosts your EXP and everything. So, it's like, well, boost your level. So, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. your XP and level went up, you killed Sans. Just he died off screen. Exactly it. I think the reason why Sans decided to die off screen is because he didn't want you to have that satisfactory of, I'm gonna see him die and turn into dust, haha! Besides, I don't know. I guess Sans has his reasons. We don't know. He's a mystery. He's just a silly ass mystery. Toby said he was rushed and the game isn't what he wanted to be. Where is the source? Because I'm absolutely sure he never said that. It was never rushed. I can most likely assure you that. He never said it was rushed. But he never said the game isn't what he wanted to be. He said that the game is just okay. It's decent in his opinion. He thinks it's like an 8 out of 10 game. And that's it. He never said he was rushed. He never said he didn't like it. And it's And in Season 1, in the game itself, after being attacked, Sans existed, body and all, after being attacked. That also doesn't make sense, because he has 1 HP, and it's in the data of Undertale. It literally is in the data of Undertale. If you go into the game and just, like, look at it, it's there. It's there. But what was Toby saying? He felt like he was rushed and the game wasn't what he wanted it to be. If he said it or not, I doubt he said it. Because he's not the kind of guy to say... He just doesn't seem like the person to say that. Even if he did say that, like, what does that have to do with this conversation? What does it have to do with it? We think he dies off screen because of a sound. If Toby comes out and clearly show me if he can find proof of Toby counter-arguing my statements, I'll gladly say, okay, Sans is dead and glitch. He never said... Okay, listen. Listen. Toby isn't gonna come out and say this and that about Undertale because, he thinks it's just a game. Obviously, he didn't come out and say that, but it's just a game in his eyes. He said himself that he thinks the game is just 8 out of 10. And why would Sans fake the sound in the first place? Like what Tortilla Chip is saying. What Tortilla Chip is saying is basically what I'm saying right now. First of all, how would he fake that sound? Second of all, why would he fake that sound? And third of all, if he did that, then, well, why? Why? That the sound doesn't necessarily mean death. Sans is clouded in mystery. We think that means death because we hear it all over during death. But whenever you kill or finish a battle, that sound does play. And since you're on a genocide run throughout the whole thing, he's most likely dead. You hit him. You saw it right there. You hit him. And it was at the max damage. The max damage you dealt, which is like 99999, this and that. Yeah, there's no reason to not be dead. Yeah, seeing is believing, but still. He died. You heard it? Your level jumped up. And if it didn't, then, I stick by that quote, except under certain circumstances. Well, again, I ask you this: where did you get this? Where did you get the quote that Toby said that he felt like the game was rushed? Because I absolutely know for sure he never said that. I would like a source of that if you can find it, like a real, factual source that you can trust. He has 1 HP in the files, and you did like 1 billion damage. Bang! Bang! all evidence points to Sans being dead, but I didn't see it, so if he didn't die, it would be hinted towards. It sure would be. Because Toby's the kind of guy that just doesn't, like... He's not the kind of person who just is all, like... Oh, he did, but this happened, but I'm not gonna give you any hints. I never quoted that, but I heard it, so I put it there. If you heard it, and you can't source it, then it probably isn't real. Most of the conversation is speculation. Again, just because it's speculation doesn't mean you're right, you're wrong, or whatever. I'm pulling out facts, is what I'm trying to do. This is probably gonna come off as I'm obsessed, but like, I follow Toby on Twitter, and I scroll through as far as I can. I went and I saw all of his tweets that he deleted on like the website that it saves past pages of websites and stuff, and that has Toby's Twitter on it. I follow the Undertale blog on Tumblr. I follow Undertale on Twitter. I have it all. I'm trying to be as factual as I can about this. Also, my last argument: monsters don't bleed. Sans blood when you attacked. Well, I can explain that within one word: ketchup. Sans probably is the kind of person who likes to go out with a bang, and that bang is ketchup because he likes to prank. So that's just kind of, it's like his last prank, you know? It's his last sense of trying to have fun. Yeah, monsters don't bleed when they're attacked, I guess. Personally, I like to think it's possible they can bleed, but obviously we don't see it. Sans bleeds because it's just ketchup. I don't know how he got, like, I don't know exactly, because, like, I know for a fact the ketchup in the game, the ketchup sprite, whenever Sans is all like, "Hi, you don't want any ketchup on your fries? That's okay, I'll drink it." That ketchup color, and the color whenever Sans is struck and he bleeds, that is the same color as the ketchup. Just, you know, putting that out there. Okay, I'm gonna read to you what he said. Before you say why would he have fought it in a fight to the death, he could have done one shot, get dunked on he could have done the one shot, get dunked on thing at any time, but he chose to do it only to do it at one certain time. Have you been eating gum for the entire stream for 2 hours? No, not really. I hope the stream isn't getting boring because there's only like one person watching, which Probably meant the other guy left. I don't know if he left because he got upset and that... I don't know if he left because he got upset in what we were saying or what. If he did, I guess whatever. I guess we can't have a discussion. Oh well. Yeah, I think you're the only one here. If that's the case, I'll probably just end the stream. I guess thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Bye.